Welcome to Rules of Villainy episode 59, where 3 new trading card game players quest and challenge their way to the competitive top tables and discuss their opinions on Disney's Lorcana. This evening we'll be covering the latest news in Lorcana, answering your questions, and going over the latest developments in the metagame. As always, I'm Villain Vince, joined by my 2 co-hosts, Villainy Andy, and the mayor of Lorcana himself, Brad. How's it going tonight, gentlemen?
I'm gonna keep on questing on my poo pirate ship. Earworms! Earworms, Rebecca! How dare you do this to us?
I know, it was so good, so good.
So good,
If you don't know what we're talking about, that's a shame, and you should correct that immediately. Well, actually, wait till this episode's over, then go
we
to
can wait.
TikTok.
We can wait. Hold on. You guys want to? Okay, now that you're back from watching it, that's fine. It's only like a minute long. We'll put the link in the description.
No, I actually don't want them to do that because then they're going to have that stuck in their head the entire episode. So they should actually wait to afterwards. But it is
so good,
phenomenal, so good. Would 100% recommend. So
how's Andy?
Yeah,
I'm all right. I'm also questing on my poo pirate ship. Had a lot of fun. We just got finished recording with Heath from Be Our Guest Lorcana. We got the amazing, magnificent
guest. Be our guest.
5 drops. We got to review all of the 5 cost characters from FABLED in regards to limited and sealed. And I mean, like, low key, like, that's the best cards to get. We got the best cards. Like, I love all the other creators that are doing it, but like, we got 100%.
100%. Do you agree though that Mulan was the best card of those 5 drops?
Whoa, spoilers. Hold on. Spoilers. You guys are gonna have to go watch the video of Be Our Guest Lorcana to find out if Mulan is or isn't the best card.
We'll have you know that Moana was better, and these guys don't like princesses. Everybody, I'm playing it out there now.
All right, that's fine. Well, but you know what I can officially spoil, and I will spoil this, and why you should go watch it is we hear on the record in that episode that the mayor himself hates Scar. So we're going to move right into Underworld news.
I don't think that happened.
All the cards have been revealed. We know them all. We've got every single card, including all of the enchanteds, epics, iconics, legendaries. We got them all.
Our reveal got an epic, guys. The Ursula, the Sea Witch. That's so
cool. It did get an epic.
Can't wait to put them in my binder and not my deck. What? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, come on.
I'm kidding. I'm gonna make it work. It's going in my stack of.
Are those all cards we revealed? The Takazi. Oh my god!
I've collected every single one of them.
You know. Do you know what's actually funny about that though, Brad?
Vince has the other half of my stack.
You think that's a lot? This is still theirs.
Yeah,
this is all. This is like the other half of it. This is what they brought when we had our 1-year anniversary, and it's now been sitting on my desk for like at the next event for us to give out. So the fact that they have even more.
You guys open so much. I can't get to it because my box here that Emily got me is covered in other Lorcana merchandise here. But inside there is probably I don't even have an example. Probably about this thick. This is the thickness of my reveals. Probably I don't have a whole lot of them.
You just had
my goodness.
You just had to talk to Mr. Ravensburger. I called him up actually after we got our reveal, and he sent me a case of product. But every card was just our reveal card. So
oh wow.
It was just, like 4 boxes of all Takaz and John Silvers and Phantom Blots.
That seems worth it.
But we've also seen though that content creators are not us are opening products around and honestly kudos they're great content creators that we've had. I think like we've had the Lumiteers open product. I think Kawa open product.
E Squared was opening before we started tonight. Yeah.
The key, the point is NA content creators got some early product this time around,
Absolutely,
which is a
absolutely
progress. It's progress. It's a step forward.
Yep.
And, I mean, unfortunately, St. Louis content creators weren't really represented in that pool. So,
but you know what? It's
year,
okay. It's
next
totally
set,
fine. Our address is down below in the comments section. So
Vince's address.
still not too late.
Still not Vince's address on the screen.
Well, I mean, you've already done that, sir. You live streamed that.
and
for the record, don't go looking for it. We took care of it. We took care of it. Woof! That was a whole episode of woof.
But yeah, I do agree here that the epics and enchanteds look phenomenal. I'm super excited. Does seem thus far, based on what's open, obviously we don't have product in hands yet, but it does seem that boxes are averaging about one epic per box.
Yeah,
maybe two.
Maybe
two. Yeah, there's a bunch with two. So seems like you're gonna find a bunch of epics.
I saw Garrick a couple nights ago. I watched Garrick's live stream from Garrick's Lorcana Lair. He had seven or eight legendaries in that box and one or two epics. It was absolutely cracked box. It was really exciting to see. I think one of his epics might have came from a starter deck, or one of the other legendaries did. But ultimately, the booster box that he got had 7 legendaries, and I don't think I've ever seen one that high. I've had them as high as 5, and on an outlier, a 6 one, but a 7 legendary box was like, whoa, that's amazing. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
well, that's an improvement though, because the legendaries in Reign of Jafar were not. Those boxes were a little rough. Yeah, were a little rough.
As someone who opens a lot of boxes, I can say it felt like I was getting less legendaries in Reign of Jafar than previous. But unfortunately, in Fabled, all of the boxes I've opened have had 0 epics in them. Unfortunately.
Yeah,
I mean, it's none. I haven't opened any boxes yet.
Same.
Yeah,
right.
Ravensburger.
Same.
I'm sorry, we're going real hard on it here. We're going.
Yeah, no.
I mean, while we're at it, like, let's just add our hats into the ring for the DLC casting too. So we've got, because guess what we're doing this weekend? Andy and I are casting at One for All Games in Peoria, Illinois. And I'm telling you, these are some A-tier casters here. I don't know about you, Andy, but I have been studying. I have been looking at decks, reminding myself what Reign of Jafar is, because I've gotten a little ahead of myself. I've been looking forward to Fabled, and I know folks out there are going to be like, but Vince, there are only 33 new cards in Fabled, and there's 171 reprints. And you know what I'll say to you is that that's your opinion, and you're entitled to have it. And I am still going to...
I appreciate that you've been practicing.
Not even an opinion.
I appreciate that you've been studying, Vince. I, on the other hand, actually play the game of Lorcana, so I don't have to study. But it is great as long as you make it there this time. You have to promise me you'll set a couple extra alarms and actually show up in person. I want to shoulder to shoulder with you. I want to kumbaya honestly, the night away. I'll
honestly just say that's fair. That's fair criticism. The first criticism about playing the game, rude. The second criticism, fair. You've got me there. All right. I'll allow.
Vince has caught up on some of the time that he has missed from Lorcana in the past. We used to be able to make fun of Vince for only playing rarely. And this time around, he might have even played at more set champs than me this time around.
He got a top 4. He's back in the top 4 bracket.
It's better than I did.
Yeah.
In set champs for sure. So, I am giving him a little crap for nothing. It's fair.
That's what we do. We're villains.
In fairness, though, like I do, which I encourage folks, if you need to, if you're like overwhelmed from the game a little bit, take a step back. It's fine and stuff. So like I didn't go to League this week.
There was an F1,
but I'll return. I'll return. No, actually, F1 isn't back yet. We've got another.
I chose not to point out the
you're
irony.
Playing so much Lorcana. Okay, I get it. It's the off season. There's no engines revving. There's nothing distracting you. All right, that makes sense.
I'm glad Vince brought it up. I chose not to bring up the irony because right before the show started, he told me, Zach, I didn't come out to League on Monday. I didn't come out on Wednesday. I've been taking a week off. But after all that, he comes on the podcast and says, I've been studying. I'm ready to. So I'm like, I doesn't sound like you took a week off at all. But But no,
I mean, I studied
encourage
over the
breaks as
weekend.
well.
Yeah.
I got you.
I want to see what decks people might play so I can understand, so we don't have any more. Oh my God, Chernobog followers.
It's the whole bog.
So listen, I'm not promising that that's not going to happen, but we're
reading the
trying.
card
That was
is the card, Vince.
Listen. I was just really excited. Okay, I was very excited at that moment, and so
It was the big moment. It was the big moment.
If you're a new listener, I implore you to go check out the final game. There's a video here. We have it isolated for when Emerald won the set championship at Impact Gaming Center. The moment he's referencing comes at the very end of that game, and it is something we haven't let him live down because it was just too funny. It's too funny. What's that?
There's a clip of it, right? Like they don't have to watch the whole video. I think
they don't have to watch the whole game.
I think we clipped it, so we'll put a link in the description if we can here of just the 40-second clip of Vince embarrassing himself during the
honestly,
last
I wouldn't be
move,
surprised if Andy
event.
clips it and inserts it in this episode. He might do that. But which fine, whatever. It's funny, I'll admit. But yeah, so we'll be in Peoria. It starts it's on Saturday. It's a 1K tournament, August 23rd, this Saturday. So if you're listening to this on Friday, that's tomorrow. And it'll be at 12 p.m. Central Time. It is all best of 3 50-minute rounds and the Swiss top 8. And they always have phenomenal pricing and these mats designed. Who's the artist, Andy, that does them?
Their name is Cheyenne. I think they go by Rumble. They're like a tattoo artist in the area, and they have amazing artwork. They're actually going to be there. They've designed this. Brad is like salivating for this playmat. A Lady and the Tramp playmat for first and second, I believe. Unlike certain other tournaments that only have first place mats. Anyway, the artist will also be there. I guess they're not playing in the event. Cheyenne's really, really good at Lorcana as well. But they'll be there. They'll have artwork, like prints and things you can get from them, as well as autographs, right? They'll sign it for you. That's so it's going to be really cool. We're really, really excited to be invited back to One for All Games, home of Team Prideborn, which I believe is their in-house team. Some really good players. Shout out Icky, Jake from Team Prideborn, the absolute bane of mine and Kirsten's existence at Gen Con. It was a pleasure losing to you that many times.
I think a Luminaire of Fortune is going to be there as well.
Yes.
28 people signed up already. So I think the cap is 64. We are a third of the way there. It's going to be really exciting. I can't wait to go again. A lot of people from St. Louis are going to go up there too. So it's just going to be a really cool event. I can't wait.
Yep.
Yeah, and they've got a whole new casting setup, so I'm really excited for it, and we're excited to go. So
you didn't see the first one.
Do that? No, because Andy took the casting equipment, so it's a little different now. But yeah, and Ravensburger, that will be Andy and myself's submission for a DLC casting slot. So thank you. Moving on to more casting news, though, we also have the mayor himself casting at Glass City Showdown in Farmington Hills, Michigan. So, Mayor, you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure do. I'm really, really excited about it. I can't thank Dakota enough from Legends of the Inkwell podcast for asking me to come on. It's going to be me, him, Wonderland, DLC winner Luke Wonderland will be there, as well as So Shiny JD. The robe guy is what he calls himself. We've been having a private chat and just really, really excited about it. It is a 8K on Saturday, a 5K on Sunday, and there's going to be an artist there. Christian Romero is going to be there. He's got the Enchanted Genie, the Enchanted Jafar from the set championships that we just had, the Enchanted Diablo, a bunch of cards in between. And I think he's got an Enchanted coming up that looks really good. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but But super excited about that. There is a hotel block. There is all kinds of information on their Discord, and you can find their information pretty much plastered everywhere on the socials now. But there will be a link in the description to their Discord where they're having giveaways and all the information that you need for this event. I can't wait to see how it turns out. It sounds like it's going to be a heck of a good time.
So, Brad, how far? This is like right outside of Detroit, right? It's a suburb of Detroit. Yep. So it's about
West Detroit. Yep.
About 10 hours drive from the St. Louis area.
Yep.
I have a concert Saturday night, so I've already done the math, and even though I'm getting up there in age, and these concerts do tend to end a little earlier than they used to in my younger days, I don't think mathematically I could drive and make it in time for Saturday. At the very least, I'd miss the player meeting, and it doesn't seem reasonable. However, I need to know, should Kirsten and I drive up and just show up for the Sunday event and then drive back that same day, 20 hours with a tournament in the middle. Spam the comments.
Not sleeping.
Yeah, spam the comments if you think we should make the road trip. And we'll live stream the entire road trip, all 10 hours.
Yep. To give you some more context before you respond in the comments. They drive a Tesla, so theoretically it can drive itself. Yeah, from what I understand.
Yep, I'll just fall asleep at the wheel, and
don't do that. I can't allow you to say that.
I'm joking. I feel like I need to legally say that you're not allowed to fall asleep at the wheel of the. But you need to convince Kirsten is really what we need to do. So spam the comments with Kirsten. Let Andy go to Glass City at least.
Hashtag let Andy go.
Yeah.
Do you know what like venue they're hosting this at?
I don't have it in front of me. I know it's hosted by Gaming Company up there. It might be just their store. Let me look that up.
So Glass City is actually like they're a Toledo based.
Yes, it's a collaboration.
Toledo is the Glass City.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna need a minute to find that information.
That's fine. That's all good. Well, I was just curious the questions here, but with that, let's move on to your questions in Constituents Corner. Mayor, you want to take it away, sir?
Yeah, sorry, I was doing something else. First question comes from Heather. She asks, "What card are you saddest to see go with rotation, and why?" As you can tell, probably by the image, the casters here, by no secret for anybody listening here that mine is Mufasa.
Image, Brad.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you guys
put the image
is what I'm
screen,
saying.
Brad. Do I need to put the image
also, like our audio listeners are like, no, I cannot see.
I'm sorry.
Sorry,
I'm still coming off of the high of our collaboration with Heather. It was a lot of fun, and just all out of sorts here.
Yours is,
but
Mufasa,
no, it might as
right,
Mufasa betrayed leader. Yeah, I brought him back again on Ruby Fasa tonight, in the off chance that I'm going to play him this weekend at All for One. Just to sunset that card because it is just a card that's near and dear to me. A deck that won me a set championship, and I just have so much fun playing when it works. Because tonight it wasn't so much fun when it didn't work, but it's just a fun card. I do think that it's going to come back in a couple sets probably, and. Yeah, but to answer the question purely, that is Mufasa has to be the card that is I'm saddest to see go. How about you guys?
Popsicle.
Piece. Pooh pirate. No.
You don't even play that card.
That's not true. I do. It was in my Amber Steel.
The song is about
deck.
Pooh pirate ship, not
the item.
The item. The only Brad it plays that. Only Brad has ever played that card. Like,
well, I don't play that card.
In the whole world,
no.
Only Brad has played that.
I believe Rebecca has probably played that card.
No, that was a setup for the video, Brad. She was just doing that for the video. That's called a music video. Right. It's a
You're right.
Okay.
My Pooh pirate deck with its one of Pooh pirate ship. I'm the only person who's ever played that card.
I mean, that is probably statistically correct.
The television set. No one's played that one. Oh,
I mean, so
that is actually true.
A part of me wants to stay Sorcerer's Spellbook because you know how near and dear to my heart that card is. But I ultimately think I have to say the card that I'm most disappointed to see is Lady Tremaine.
Oh, no more ladies in chairs.
Yeah,
No,
both of
we have
both of them
we
are
have
good.
another lady in chair.
We do. Have
We got a new lady
new
in chair.
ladies in chair.
Yeah, but yeah, we did have to say goodbye to some of our favorite ladies in chairs.
I think there's a shout out to like the entire Merlin meme package. I am very sad to see all of those go.
I think that's right too.
I said popsicle because I couldn't choose between goat and rabbit and fox. Not you.
I mean, how could you? It's like choosing a favorite child.
I know it is. Rabbit's my favorite child, but still, it was hard to choose between the three of them. Not you, Snake. Get out of here. You're the worst. Except for Rhino. We don't talk about Mim Rhino.
All right.
Next question, Brad.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Next question comes from Jackalope Spam. He asks, Banished by Medusa is out. What cards are in? Basically asking, what cards do you think will start seeing more play post-rotation? Essentially saying anything with 3 strength that can be played now without the fear of being just Medusa immediately.
Well, I think the biggest one that most people are probably talking about is Robin Hood, Champion of Sherwood.
Yep.
I've seen discussions in some Discords recently about how that card just lives. You know, it gets to do its thing, and there's very little that can be done about that card. I think really it's not so much banished by Medusa, but really like Medusa and Brawl and Big Sisu were 3 cards that all just fulfilled the same role. And as long as you were playing one of those 3, which almost every deck was, we had it was an issue for just all cards that are lower cost. We saw a couple of them brought back. Phil CDs. You play Hero, gain Allure. It's a 4-cost 2/3. You would never think of playing something with less than 3 strength on turn 4 because it just wouldn't be there the next turn. And the same can be said about Zeus too, right? With 5 willpower. But I think Robin Hood, Champion of Sherwood has to be the most obvious, but
yeah. I don't really have a particular any other one, but although a card I think we'll probably end up potentially talking about in the next few weeks is something like Yzma, Conniving Chemist, which is a 3/3 card that we might start to see play in some decks. I think maybe an honorable mention here for which did see some play, but is the goofy groundbreaking chef, or more familiar known as Pancake.
Love that card.
He's making pancakes.
Making pancakes. And I also think we'll probably see. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know if we'll see, but is Rockstar Stitch make a return as well?
Yeah. That's exciting.
Hades.
It's kind of.
There's another one.
Yeah. Right. Which Hades? The
blue Hades, which in fact we have seen more play of.
Yeah.
But you know why? You know what we don't see play of right now in this meta? Medusa. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, cards like
Hades
that.
Yeah. It was actually weird tonight at Fortuna. I got to Medusa a Hades against Heather, which I was like, wow, I have not seen that interaction in a long time. And I did it with my deck into another one of my, Blurple. So
it's honestly more common to see a Tremaine, a Hades, or a Hades.
Yeah.
In this current meta.
Yep.
Yeah.
My answer, it's kind of cheating because they brought it up in the thread that was created in the Discord, but I was really excited about it because I did like the card, but it never found its place because of Medusa and just other methods of removal. Is Madam Mim Elephant. We've lost the bounce package with the snake and the fox and everything else that the elephant might have a chance to come out and move damage with the way that the meta's looking with the bells and the Gothels and the Hades and all the damage manipulation that we have in the game currently, that why not bounce something with the elephant and leave some damage on it to move at the start of the turn. If they want to crash into it, take it out, great. They probably lose a character anyway, but I think that could find its place. It's a 3/6 or a 3/7, I think, and it
It's a
holds damage pretty
3/7.
well. Yeah. So sorry,
Um,
Jackalope, for using your example. I know you wanted you wanted something original from us. I think
Yeah.
2 out of 3 aren't bad. They're ain't
No, it'll be interesting. I think that card's still not good, but that's okay.
bad. Really. Okay. We can table
What'd you
that for
say?
another time.
What'd you say, Andy? You're
You're
muted.
muted.
I'm muted. That's because I spilled my drink on me, and I was trying to clean it up.
No!
I pulled a Vince. It was not hot coffee though, so it's okay. I said I concur that I don't with
You don't
Vince.
like it either?
I mean,
Yeah.
I like the card. It's not bad. The more expensive the card that bounces, the less valuable it is the biggest complaint I have. 4 cost 3/7 body that moves damage is not. It's not a problem in my mind. Like that's a good ability, but I just don't want to have to continually recycle cards, right?
I think the problem for me with this card is that character has to have the damage in order to move.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little bit more conditional. And that's the only thing that I'm like, how often are you going to be able to really trigger that ability? I don't know.
Yeah. It's a good thought. I like the idea because I liked the card when it came out. I was like, ooh, more bounce. And then it didn't really ever get to go anywhere because of all the counters to it. So I thought, that's not a bad example, but maybe not. So, yeah. All right. Final question here in the mailbag. Yes. What's a card you see your opponent play and think, oh no, they're going to do something heinous?
Prince John.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It used to be
that's the only correct answer.
Yeah, it used to be. I mean, I'm just gonna filter by Emerald here and find something that says.
I mean, it really depends. It depends on the definition of heinous as well. Like as a lover of great positive like quality Lorcana play, as much as I want to be the only person having fun in the game and I want to win and send you home crying, I also like really enjoy good games of Lorcana. So like it could be argued that if you're sitting there and you're playing your opponent, it's going back and forth, turn 3, turn 4, you're like, okay, this might be a matchup. They play a piglet, right? You're like, oh shoot, that's a lot of lore. And then you like take out the piglet and you're like, okay, whew, that was good. And then they play a poo pirate ship and they bring back their piglet and you're like, oh, that's so heinous, right? Like this is not a good deck that I'm playing against, and I've just now realized I instantly won this match and it's no longer fun anymore. No,
I mean, the only other counter to your thing about Prince John that I would say is when you play like a hyper aggro deck and they play something like
4 daisies,
like Daisy Maleficent. You're like,
why was the third one a Maleficent? Why not just do 3 daisies?
Well, I was just throwing it at a different. I mean, 3 daisies is fine too, but I was
trying
just
to be further away from Magical Christmas Land. I feel you. They always have 3 daisies though, Vince. It's okay.
That's true. So yeah, that would be my.
No, I agree.
My other.
I'll take it a step further, Vince. When they play one of those 2 cost uninkable 3 questers, the ones Olivia or Simba or Pinocchio. You just get out of here, mate. Just pack up your cards and go to the next round. All right. You rolled higher than me in the dice roll. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's really.
You know what? Kristen's been running in her Emerald Amber Churna dogs.
I know.
She calls dogs in the hood.
Yeah, I know. All
her. Yeah, the 9 cost uninkable Robin Hood timely contestant. 4 quester with ward, so you can't do anything about it, is absolutely going to quest for 4 if you don't have Be Prepared, which you're not about to in a week. And then on top of that, that's not bad enough. This happened on Monday night. She plays that, and then you came back the next turn after she quested it. So she could just get 8 lore in 1 turn. So that became something heinous. So I'm like, okay, I know that's in there. I don't ever want to see that card because I literally can't do anything about it with my blue yellow Ludwig deck.
On the flip side of that, Brad, I played against her at game night. And for like 3 turns in a row, she drew a card and inked a card and had 1 card left in her hand. And
you knew what it was.
Like nothing on the board. And I was looking at my board and I was like, would you like a few more damaged characters on the board on my side? She's like, shut up, I hate you. Like, of course, that's the card in my hand, and it was stuck in her hand a lot. It was like extra special too, because like she was setting out her deck and making sure she had all the right cards before we started practicing and stuff, and then she was like, tell me about that card, and I'm like, it's pretty interesting. I'm like, that could be a really dead card in your hand though, especially in like a really low to the ground deck where you have like 4 ink max. And she's like, yeah, but. And then it was dead in her hand. And the next day I was like, I hate it when it works out like that. But I mean, no, it is really spicy. She also had the smaller Robin Hood as well, right?
Yes, one lore. Yep.
One lore if they have a damaged character in play. Which is pretty spicy. It's an unexpected way to get a free lore. Mini go-go.
Tangent, but yeah, I ran blue yellow into it. I ran my Blurple into it. I was just having the hardest time getting over that hump against because her deck is so fast. You know what finally took a round from her on when I played it? Was brooms.
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 You know why?
That was brooms.
You know why? Amethyst Steel.
Because brooms are actually good.
Amethyst.
Vince doesn't agree, but
Amethyst Steel.
No. I never said brooms were bad. I was just saying what did you call it, Andy? The Bruno
Brumo deck.
Brumo over here.
Yeah,
is what I think.
Look, if you're gonna,
and guess who survived rotation? My Brumo,
but not the rest of the brooms. Look, if there is a broom deck that I think is worth playing, it's Brumo. Okay, I'm on Team Brumo.
That's fine. You're both wrong, but that's okay.
I do think Amethyst Steel.
Vince is just tired of losing to it.
I think Amethyst Steel in general.
Losing to it when?
Always. I 2-0'd you with it like 2 weeks ago. Are you kidding me? At Fortuna.
No, you didn't.
It might have been more than 2 weeks ago, but it was recently.
Sips tea.
Yeah, maybe like 2 months ago or something like that.
Yeah,
but
it was definitely this set.
I doubt it. I don't think so.
I know you do. I know you. We'll have to
cut to the footage of Brad beating Vince with.
It doesn't exist. It's not there.
Footage not found. Shows up on this.
yeah. Footage not found. All right. Any other questions?
That's it. That's all I have in here this week. If you guys would like your questions answered, please feel free to comment below or join our Discord and ask in the Constituents Corner channel or anywhere on our socials at Rules of Villainy.
Awesome. So, getting into the main segment, let's recap where we've been with Return of Jafar. No, I'm just kidding. I meant Reign of Jafar.
Rain, like purple rain.
Bless the rains.
Yeah. Rains of Jafar. That's certainly what TikTok thinks of Reign of Jafar. But yeah, so what do you all think the best deck in the meta was? I'll just say, preface to start this question by saying that I don't know that there is any one best deck. I think this was actually a pretty great, diverse meta. But I do have a preferred deck.
So
I don't know what the qualifier is for best deck. I can tell you what won the most.
Well, what won the most, what has played the most. There's a lot that goes into sort of best deck in format, but I think one, you have to think of it like I'm going to play a DLC in this meta, right? So you have to assume it's a 2,000 person event, not 20 person DL or a 20 person set champs, not even a 300 person CCS event or something. You have to assume thousands of people. But I think we've seen in other sets, specifically, was it last set or 2 sets ago? What was the set that DKP won in Australia? Was that the same?
Oh, that was a while. That might have been Shimmering Skies. It might have been a while ago.
No, it was 2 sets because it was Shark. It had Shark in it, right? He won with Shark Manor.
Had to have been at least Azurite Sea, yeah.
Yeah, so it was Azurite Sea then.
So then it was just 1 set ago. The same set that he got to play Worlds on. No, Worlds was on Reign of Jafar. He just got
but there's Arcasia's Island in between.
Azurite Sea. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think there was a lot of talk at the end of that basically that Shark Manor deck was like pretty cemented in as the best deck in the format. It had the best matchup spread. It was the strongest deck. It had statistically the best chances to do well in events. And DKP essentially proved that. There were a lot of other decks that were good, Ruby Amethyst and other things. I'll agree with Vince that I don't know we have a best deck in the meta. I think Ruby Sapphire was really, really trying to be that as well, be that deck as well. I think
Which version of it?
the Manor version. I think the items version is just more a meta call for when you think there's going to be a lot of like control decks, like Manor, Blurple, even Steel Song. Honestly, like the more control Steel Songs. I think this set, interestingly enough, had a very strong aggro list, similar to like we've had in the past with like Kiwi Birds and the Diggy deck. Amber Steel aggro was very, very powerful, which I think was kind of a hit to Ruby Sapphire and made that Manor deck potentially not the best deck in the format. And as a result, I'm kind of ending this set thinking that honestly something like a Blurple or even an Amethyst Steel might honestly be the best deck in the format. A lot of this comes down to the fact that I'm still testing ROJ because of this 1K that's coming up and trying to help Kirsten get ready for it. Doing my studying, as Vince would call it, for the potential decks we'll see and stuff. And just Blurple feels really, really strong. It feels like back in the day Ruby Amethyst, where it just had this like very even matchup spread. The lack of be prepared scares me. I hate it. I don't like it.
The lack of like full board removal certainly is, I feel like, its weakness. But one I think it's interesting is to say is we are moving into a meta where we will have no board wipe. So it'll be interesting to see how that evolves across all decks. But particularly Blurple, which has been playing that from the get-go. But I think you're right. Honestly, it's just one of those. What I think I like about Blurple, especially somebody that now Blurple today, that I liked as somebody that was a strong Ruby Amethyst player, is that it feels like they're, as you say, it goes evenly in all those decks. And I think partly the reason it feels that way is because it has answers to a lot of things that your opponent is doing in different setups. Now there are difficult matchups without question. But I think for the large majority of, like, if you're trying to go into a meta where you're like, okay, it's like, I think I'm going to see, these 6 different kind of decks, right? What is the best deck I could go that's going to go into my best shot into all of these? I think you might end up on Blurple, because I think on some of these other decks, you're going to say, okay, if I go in with, say, Manor, Ruby Sapphire, I'm probably not going to do well against XYZ deck. Like maybe I'm not going to do as well against, say, the item variant of this deck, or
for sure,
aggro. Or, it's like, or exactly aggro. So you might say, okay, well, if you're again thinking I'm going to take this to a DLC, well, now you've got to get lucky with your matchups, because like that's how that deck is going to be successful. Because like even the best players are going to have challenges against those. Whereas I think when you take a deck like, say, Blurple, that is much more evenly matched, maybe it's going to struggle against decks like, say, a Steel Song that has, like, say, Sonic Warrior in it, or maybe even like the Manor version. Well, not the Manor version, actually. Blurple seems to tend to do really well there. The issue there really tends to be time.
You're proving your point here, Vince, that every time you try and find a deck that Blurple struggles into, because you say the Sonic Warrior, and I just think I got Hades. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm gonna Hades that card. I got Into the Unknown.
I will say,
wait. Andy's got what?
Into the Unknown.
I didn't think you liked that card. I'm glad to see.
It's not great, but I mean, Link put it in his Blurple deck, so therefore I put it in my Blurple deck.
Come on. That's fine. Link can have all the glory.
Look, you may have been
I
running.
deserves it.
You may have been running the Blurple deck before Link. You inspired him, but the student has surpassed the master now, and that's
Listen,
where I get my
and
Blurple advice from.
he is
Listen.
already currently brewing decks. For,
You think I'm not?
And that's why I'm
Fabled.
net decking Link and not Brad.
Yeah.
I should have won Fortuna, man.
Yeah, you,
Like, I
you
wish
should have,
I-
and that's because
man.
you weren't playing against Link.
But did you?
I didn't.
Sadly,
I'll counter to say that one of the you're right, you can Hades the Sonic Warrior, assuming they don't say shift it, and B, you get your ramp as you need to. It can be somewhat of a challenge. I do think probably one of its hardest matchups is actually the item variant.
almost impossible. Excuse me.
It is almost impossible.
It's almost impossible to win that. You need just like 4 genies, really, and hope they don't have a big Sisu or something. Lots of
or they don't get Maurice's workshop ever. Like they just somehow never get that card.
Yeah,
that's where you're hoping that you're running Hideaway. Like I don't know about Hideaway, but Cusco or something is something I would tech in for that workshop to try to shut that down as soon as possible.
Those cards just hurt you in other matchups a little too much,
100%.
honestly, in my opinion, because you're already struggling to find that balances of cards like Fox and Peter Pan Shadowfinder, which really, when you're ramping heavily on 2, you don't want 3 drops, honestly. And you already are playing into that stupid Popsicle Bell combo so that you can hit that nuts hand of Pop Bell Friends into the unknown, whatever.
Is Link playing Bell Popsicle?
Yeah, Link runs Bell Popsicle, but
so it must be pretty good then.
It must be all that Blurple has. I'm excited to get rid of Bell.
I'm actually very, very excited about that because I think Blurple will actually get stronger now that combo isn't in the deck. And so I'm really excited to see how that plays out. But I ultimately it was just one of those things that was like, if you could get that combo going in your deck, you
really
were
good.
solid. Yeah, it was solid.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
There's no reason not to run it.
If you
Especially
couldn't, but now the fact that we don't have friends, Bell has no existence to be.
You don't have friends. You don't have Popsicle. Into the Unknown's still good, but you don't have friends. You don't have Popsicle, which means you probably don't need Tamatoa. And if you're not running Popsicle, you're probably not running Bell either, unless you really want that shift line. Like Blurple, like the opening line of Blurple is changing. Incredibly. Like,
I disagree. I think you're just going to replace the 1-drops with what probably should have been there from the beginning. Classic Amethyst 1-drops like
Diablo,
or Broom's not around anymore, right?
Oh, you're right.
Chernabog's Followers, though, I think is.
Nope. Chernabog's Followers is also gone.
Yeah. What about the whole bog?
The whole bog is also gone. But no, you'll probably do Diablo, and then like Royal Guard is also going to be another good one in this format.
We might see that.
Rafiki may make an appearance in there.
The one that got reprinted, yeah,
and then Cusco I think is a decent 2-drop that should be considered, although both 2-drop ramps are still available in Blurple. But yeah, as
I don't imagine the 2-drop ramp slot will change.
Right. And as Vince was saying, though, it struggles against items. You don't really have a great answer to it. Goat, I think, is the best answer because it's still viable in other matchups. And the Goat just allows you to sort of push the clock a little faster, which is really what you just need to do to items, is to win faster. Right. And this is current. We're in RJ.
But again, I think this is what's going to help. Actually, why I suspect Blurple might actually be a really strong deck in Fabled is because items, like I think items in Fabled are gone. Like I just don't see a viable pathway for items decks.
I think there will be at least somewhat viable options for like the late game control in Ruby Sapphire. I don't think it will nearly be as powerful as it has been in the past. That includes, I mean, like Shark Manor is also arguably just done for, right? Just like gone. No How Far I'll Go, no Grandma Tala, no no develop. Did we get develop back? We got develop back.
Got develop
We
back.
got developed back.
But no
which is
manner.
actually a card I think you might add in a Blurple deck.
Yeah, maybe.
Develop?
Potentially.
Oh, sorry.
For some reason I was thinking
Yeah.
develop was steal. And I was
No,
like, that's not right.
develop is decent because if you don't have your ramp on turn 1, develop is your best answer to getting it.
Yeah.
But I think both of those, all of the late game control decks essentially just fall apart. Both Ruby Sapphires, the Emerald Sapphire items list also kind of falls apart. Aussie lists. There are still a ton of tools though for them to build something crazy. So I'm not going to put it past them, and they're not going to be able to come up with something spicy for that. But no matter what, I'm pretty certain it'll be much weaker than it was before.
They're also going to be. I mean, I do think they will get more powerful as we get further along in this portion of rotation. But I think we're going to see more of those dual ink combination cards being played. And because I've seen some of these like Ruby Sapphire decks toying around with Maurice's Machine as an option.
So bad. And the unconventional tool and I mean those are just literally, they would just be a blank card that says like item on them, just like this is item. They have little to no value as a card. That's why Popsicle was so great, because it drew you a card and had the healing effect. It's like something to actually do with the card other than just be I don't know, especially like if you're looking at like unconventional tool plus Bell, you're basically saying like this card is only in the deck to enable Bell, and it has like zero other purpose, and it's like really, really bad in a lot of other spots.
So Brad, we didn't do you want to weigh in what you think the best deck in the Reign of Jafar meta is?
Amber Sapphire.
Do you want to make a case for Amber Sapphire?
No, because I've only been playing that for 2 weeks. It's the most fun deck. I don't want to say it's the most fun. I've been having a lot of fun with it. I think it's a surprisingly, it takes people by surprise and is just a lot of fun to play. I don't think it's the best deck of the set. No. Maybe if it was more fine tuned and I had more time with it. But these last 2 weeks have just been, hey, this looks fun. Let's check it out. And then, this is actually really fun. Let's mess with it a little bit before the 1K. And now I'm probably not playing it. But best deck, if I'm going by statistics, by like the set championships, since I did all the set championship reports here, and for Reign of Jafar, like it kind of seems like it's Amber Steel aggro. I hate saying it because it's aggro, but it has the control aspect of Cindy coming out and singing all the removal songs that they need, as well with the hamster shift singing the Zeus. So it was, I think, 4 of Storm, Strength, Zeus, and they're just questing away while they're taking care of your board at the same time. And it's fast. It's super fast because of that lady. Dropping any one of half the deck can come out for free when Lady comes out on 3, while Cindy's taking care of your board. The Smee's questing on 2. Calhoun was slipped in there in some variants of that to get lore from just challenging for more control. I think that we saw there throughout the entire set championship thing here that most of it went to some form of a fast aggro deck, and I think Amber Steel showed the most success with that. So I feel like that would be my pick, but we did have a lot of variations of other winners as well. If we want to talk wider, because Andy brought up these are all 20 to 30 people set championships or even less. I still think even when I posted videos about the Amber Steel ones, people from far and wide on the Facebook groups are like, oh, not this deck again. So I feel like they were dealing with the same thing too, in other local metas. So that's my pick. That's the one I naturally went to just from recency bias. But I could easily say a red Ruby Sapphire variant as well. Either one of those successful in a lot of ways too. That I don't know. My pick is Amber Steel.
Amber Steel.
Yeah.
So you're gonna play Amber Steel aggro at the 1K then, Brad?
No, I'm not.
Oh, so you're not trying to win then, huh? Okay, I get it.
No, I'm not.
So as we close out for the Reign of Jafar. We're now getting into the early testing of Fabled. So now we have all the cards. What are we thinking here that we're most excited to see with Fable? Because I don't know about you, but I know I'm really excited for rotation. I'm excited to see a shake up in the meta, to see a new, thank you for stating the obvious, sir.
You're the one who said it. You know what I'm excited for in Fabled? Rotation, baby. You know what I'm excited for in Fabled? 204 Lorcana cards. 16% of which are new to me.
No, I'm just saying that like it's exciting that we're now having to think of new things to do, that we can't look at the old playbook. We now have to be more creative. And yes, we're getting a whole bunch of reprinted cards, but some of these cards I think we're gonna see in unique and different ways. Some cards are gonna be old staples again, like Hades, as we've already seen, has come back into the meta. I think it's going to stay in the meta going forward because it's one of those kind of key removal tools, and we don't have a ton of removal. It's going to be really interesting to see how we're going to handle not having things like board waves when it comes to Be Prepared or other removals, whether it's the ladies in chairs or no brawl. So having kind of a whole host of freshness to go with is going to be really interesting. And I know a lot of people are thinking, okay, we're going into the aggro meta. Like that's what I think people are really concerned about. And I don't know that I'm actually really convinced that that's going to be the case. I think we're going to have a pretty diverse meta, and I'll be happy to eat my words if I'm wrong, but I'm really excited for, some of these new cards we're getting in Fabled, like the Dumbo Ninth Wonder of the Universe. Or
what it's called?
It is the Ninth Wonder of the Universe.
Dumbo, Ninth Wonder of the Universe. That's an interesting name.
So I'm excited for some of these new cards. And I'm excited for, like we talked earlier, about that Yzma legendary from a few sets ago that we might actually see some play of. So there's some really exciting cards. And for our audio listeners, Andy is showing his 18 copies of that card.
I put some of them away. I only left 3. I only left 3 out for Brad.
But yeah, so
I think we need a new segment, a new video series called Convince Vince. It's where Convince Vince, where Vince says he's not convinced on something, but I want to have him vinced on it. Okay, I don't want him convinced. Like he might not be convinced, but he needs to be vinced on it. All right. So Vince tells us something that he's not convinced of, and then we just take turns trying to change his mind. Right. Like it's like that meme, and Vince is sitting there with a sign on his table that says, "I'm not convinced. Change my mind." Signed Vince.
A lot of Vinces.
All right. I'm gonna need a minute.
Look, I'm just like the rest of us. I sleeve my cards one card at a time. It just the difference is I'm a Winstead champ.
I'm a DLC winner. That's what you need to say.
So I need to win the DLC first, real quick. BRB.
Give me one. Otherwise, you're just a liar.
Just be right back.
I'm excited for. Like it feels like it's going to be a very board heavy. Like it's weird that there's not a Be Prepared for sure. Like I understand its value in the game and its necessity. Like I thought the 2 most important cards that would be reprinted were Be Prepared and A Whole New World. They confirmed a long time ago that A Whole New World wasn't coming in, at least yet. They've supplemented other cards like Beyond the Horizon, things like that for to kind of replace it in some ways, but I feel like we're going to see a lot, as I think Lucas alluded to in the no, not Lucas, Jackalope alluded to in the Constituents Corner. Like we're going to see a lot more cards come out and get play and actually do things that we would never play before because of just the fear of, well, that's just going to get tossed away by Brawl. Medusa. Like literally tonight I played Mufasa on a stupid turn 5 play to knowing like I didn't think about it, Heather was going on 7 and Hades my Mufasa, so I didn't even get to do the thing. That's a silly example, but like a lot of these cards are going to come out and do the things that they're supposed to do, and never had the chance to quest or on when turning sideways do this kind of thing because somebody would always have an answer. So I think it's going to be a challenge heavy meta. I think characters are going to get to do a lot of stuff. And it's going to be exciting to see how it develops. I don't know what to build around. I'm going to keep the deck that I have and just kind of supplement pieces into it and see if it works. And then probably go get my butt kicked and realize, oh, this is the kind of game we're playing now, and I need to adjust to it. And I'm really excited to see what that adjustment is.
Are you gonna stick to Blurple, Brad? Because I think Blurple is poised to be one of the best decks, and you, as a
100%.
master of this color combo, as
Don't say
someone
that.
who is
I'm a champion of it. I don't know that
Look,
I'm a master of it.
you are
I will tell
easily-
everybody it's the most fun.
you are easily the second best Blurple player I know, right behind Link. Okay,
Sure, I'll take it.
so like, I don't want to see you go, oh no, DKP won with Blurple. I don't want to play Blurple anymore. That's too meta. This is your meta, Brad. This is your chance. Anyone who goes, oh, you just net deck DKP or you net decked Ed's Blurple. No, I didn't. I've been playing Blurple forever. That's what you need to tell them. You need to show them the
I do have
receipts,
that.
Okay. So
I do have that, but like me, like it's one of those, I'm not going to give up playing Blurple. I've for the last several sets, I absolutely love it. I do not like when everybody is playing the exact same thing. I don't think that's exciting.
better than them. You're better than them.
This is the problem with Brad and I knew this was inevitably going to happen.
It's
not the moment the Blurple got good. Brad would be like, "I'm off to
always been good."
Listen, first off, no,
Blurple's always been good.
Brad, they were adopted by the Blurple. Okay, you were born
I was
in
born in it.
molded
Molded
by it. Okay, don't be.
You
like,
didn't see Blurple until it came out in Fabled.
Exactly. With that said, everyone knows I'm the most prominent Blurple player in the rules of Villainy. I am very excited for Blurple. Since Brad didn't say that specifically, I'm going to go ahead and
I am excited
answer the
for
question. No, honestly, I think Vince is right. Aggro overhyped. It will piss me off for the first couple weeks. I will be mad at everyone just like saying, oh, look, this has a lot of lore pips on it. Let me put it on the field and turn it sideways because you can't do nothing about it. That's annoying, but I look forward to seeing these mid-range decks. I've always been a huge fan of mid-range decks. Like Ruby Amethyst has been one of my deepest loves in Lorcana for a long time. You guys know that. Ruby the Amethyst Dragon, Vince I think would agree with me. So Blurple, like I said, feels like Ruby Amethyst back in the day. It feels like this. A lot of decisions to be made. You have a few removal options. You have draw power. You have board presence. You can go back and forth. So I'm excited for Blurple a lot. I'm excited for any Amethyst list. Like I think Amethyst is continuing to be poised as one of the best ink colors in the game of Lorcana, as it has always been. Lost Rabbit, didn't need him. We still on top, baby. But I also think like Sapphire is incredibly strong when you look at cards that are being removed. As Vince said, the ramp package is essentially not touched at all. How Far I'll Go is like the only ramp tool we lost, right? I guess you could say Fishbone. Nobody cares.
I guess you could, but like honestly, Fishbone was kind of falling really
Fishbone
out
was
of the
slow, yeah.
meta. Really,
we still have the Donald Duck, right? The 5-cost Donald Duck that ramps off the top like Detective Mickey. I think that's a pretty strong one for a later game ramp. I think both turn 2 ramps are still great. So Blurple, also Sapphire Steel. Steel, I think, is very heavily poised to be like the only, removal color in Lorcana. I mean, like, oh, Ruby has removal. Does it though? Are you sure about that? You sure about that? Just like it's got human Sisu and that's it.
I think one thing that we might see is something like a Ruby Steel actually be a competitive deck in the meta. I think
Yep.
that is certainly a possibility.
So you guys heard it here first. If we hit 1,000 subscribers before the next set champs, Vince will play Ruby Steel in a set champs exclusively. All of the set champs, he'll play Ruby Steel.
I don't know if I'll do that particularly.
He needs the Mao mat too much.
Yeah, really. That is like the one mat where I'm aiming to get my first set champ win. But
I just had a memory. Sorry, back in Atlanta, like round 7, I played a guy who was playing Ruby Steel, and he was so checked out, and I was whooping him. And he just picked up his ink to look. He's like, he couldn't remember what he inked, so he picked it up and looked at it. And I was like, it doesn't matter. It's whatever. Whatever. I'm gonna win anyway. But I don't know why. You're talking about Ruby Steel, and that just like triggered a memory that I was like, oh yeah, that happened. So
yeah,
anyway,
but you've got the like power line that can sing a card for free.
It's gross.
So honestly, we've got some interesting combinations going. I do suspect that, like, Andy, you're right, but we've seen this in every meta introduction, is that like aggro and hyper aggro tend to kind of lead, and then everybody else kind of follows. And I think part of that, maybe this will be somewhat controversial, and like, if you're an aggro player, I'm sorry, but I'll just say I think aggro decks are actually probably the easiest to build because they don't require a ton of skill to play, like especially hyper aggro.
I wouldn't word it that way.
I would.
I know what you're saying.
I would. I did it. I stand by it.
I think the main difference is we have to differentiate between like hyper aggro or just like purely aggro lists and aggressive like curve lists and things like that. Decks like Kiwi Birds, decks like the Diggy Hole, basically any deck that Alex, the Lumineer of Fortune, has ever made. These are decks that are aggro in nature. Their main goal is to just turn sideways in quest, but they have these very specific nuanced strategies to them that makes their aggro actually work into a number of different decks, as opposed to some of the like hyper aggro decks that we've seen, like in triple deck. DKP's Emerald Amber deck from triple deck is just like mind-numbingly simple to play. It's like the most basic deck you could possibly play. It's play a card, turn the card sideways. But comparatively, Andy from Grapes, who had that Chernodogs deck that we saw win the set champs with the Chernodogs followers off the top. I mean, that card, like that deck is almost like playing chess, where you're basically like, look, I am going to play my pieces at a specific time that I know you are not going to be able to answer them, and I'm going to get the maximum amount of value out of these cards. And I don't need 10 ink. I don't need 20 ink. I don't need a handful of 20 cards or whatever. I have the cards that I've drawn, and every single one of them was played and placed perfectly to win this puzzle of getting to 20. Because, it is about getting to 20 lore. That's the name of the game.
Right. Yeah. My opinion, though, is like, really, there is no... In order to play a deck like, say, a hyper aggro Amber Amethyst deck, for example,
like the most
that
common we've seen.
Straightforward. I'm gonna play my 1-drops. I'm gonna play my 2-drops. Turn them sideways, and I'm just gonna keep doing that. And then maybe occasionally, I'm gonna keep on questing, and then occasionally I'm gonna play a Knowledge and Wisdom, to gain 2 lore and stuff. You're just like, those decks require. Like, you're basically like going to something like Dreamborn, finding all the high questers, low value, putting them in a deck, and then you're just playing on curve. And like, I don't know, maybe that's fun for some folks. It's not really fun for me. Those aren't decks I really enjoy.
Not fun for me to play against.
Not decks that are fun for me to play against. And they are very much autopilot decks, in my opinion.
No,
and those are the decks that we tend to see, I think, early on in every format. And then we see, and I'll be honest with you, quite frankly, those are probably the only decks that I'm good enough to build. like as a deck builder, so but they're just not decks I find fun to play. So it's really interesting. Like as the meta develops, we start to see strategies where folks like Illuminator of Fortune, DKP, like some of these, they create and find new pathways. Because here's the thing, those decks they can be aggro, but they're also high skill play aggro decks. So like this is why if you listen to somebody like Illuminator of Fortune, they'll often tell you like don't play this deck, right? And a lot of that will be because part of it I think is like he's very humble and they're maybe bad. Some of those decks may be bad, but also like there's high skill in playing those decks. Like he has a very specific strategy on how certain matchups and what cards are going to be good for those matchups. And those are decks that are not good to just net deck because you're not going to have those same skills.
Yeah. There's also a meta read as well. I think Vince is right. Aggro early, easy. Mid-range counters aggro. It is, someone builds the aggro deck that is just the most disgusting, lore gain speed aggro deck. And then you sit down and you go, okay, what cards beat this? And then you build that, what is essentially a mid-range deck where all of these cards are, the value from the card is not in questing, it's in challenging, it's in removing your opponent's cards. And then, what beats mid-range? Well, a control deck. If I'm playing against a mid-range deck, then they're not going to be able to go fast enough, and I'm going to be able to take my time and ramp and do all the fun stuff that I want to do. And now we have a bunch of control decks because they're beating the mid-range decks. And you say, well, what beats the aggro deck, or what beats the control decks? An aggro deck. And I think what we find is that the basic early set aggro decks, the non-innovative ones, in my opinion, not inventive ones, they aren't good enough to then bring back into the format and play against like a control deck. Ruby Sapphire, maybe not items, but like Manor, even Blurple, some of these later game decks, they can beat even these like disgustingly simple hyper aggro decks. And because they can beat them 45% of the time or something, not a favorable matchup, but like because they can beat them, the control player can just say, okay, well, if I think there's going to be a lot of them in this meta, I'll just sub in a couple cards. Easy, I'm fine. But where we then go one step further is not to bring these hyper aggros back into the system, but to create these new decks like Illuminator Fortune creates, like the Kiwi Birds, like the Diggy Hole, where they are aggro in nature. Their goal is to go fast, but they are specifically designed to be a pain in the rear end to these control decks and a lot of times the mid-range decks. And it's just like, you know what? Crap. I was able to beat aggro. I knew I could beat aggro. That's not my problem. I knew I could beat control decks. I had all this, but what you're doing is so annoyingly weird. And also not fairly fast. Like it's too fast, right? It's too fast and it's too annoying. Like I can't handle this. I think we then see those come back into play. And that's almost where I kind of feel like Amethyst Steel is at the moment in the ROJ meta, is that it's kind of a mid-range deck. It's kind of an aggro deck. It's kind of in the middle here where it's just like fast enough to beat control, powerful control enough to beat aggro. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for a lot of things in Fabled. I
am. Brad, do you have any words you want to say?
No, I think I said what I needed to. I'm just excited to see how it develops. This is all our first TCG, right? No, this is our, so
wait,
therefore
this is your
our first rotation. Yeah.
Well, I thought we were all TCG pros. This is Rules of Villainy, where
we are now
seasoned TCG veterans who have played every TCG ever and have won multiple championships at each.
I will say Brad is endeavoring in his collection of Final Fantasy
Where's
Magic
the
the
pile?
Gathering.
What?
Where are
Don't
they?
talk about that here.
I don't have them on me. I probably lost them honestly already. It's okay.
Oh no.
I
think they give you an
bought a
extra
pack
one.
from Target.
They might have given you an
They
extra
gave-
one for free.
Oh, that's nice.
He counted out each one that was on your list, and then he had one
Yeah.
left over, and he goes, "I don't know, must have gotten cut off the list or something," and he put it in there. So I mean,
Oh, that's
maybe
so nice.
maybe it's not an extra. Maybe it's one you were supposed to get, but
Yeah.
it wasn't on the list.
I am only collecting there. I play Lorcana. I collect
All right.
elsewhere sometimes. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see what rotation. Honestly, I have no idea what I have ideas what's in store, but I'm really excited to see it play out.
Well, let's get into
Villain of the week.
take it away, Andy.
Apologies to Gantu.
All
hail.
hail.
This week's villain of the week is none other than Dump Truck.
Dump truck! Let's go!
Carnage's second mate. He's a one-cost, uninkable steel card, a storyborn ally pirate with 0 strength, 1 willpower, and honestly, the best ability in the game. Let me at him. When you play this character, you're going to deal 1 damage to chosen character. With the flavor text, say, "Let me do it, Mad Dog. It's my turn." And the art by Adam Fenton. So if you guys have been living under a rock recently, well, you need to get out from under that rock because let me tell you, ETB, JDZ, Lorekeepers in, Garrick was there. I'm missing people. Color's Law was also there. Casting the ETB. I don't know what it was, but I'm pretty sure it was some sort of like invitational Canadian tournament. It's like the best Canadian Lorcana players out there this past weekend. And in the finals, I watched on turn 2 the eventual champion of this event double dump truck their opponent. It was quite honestly like it's up there with one of the most glorious moments of Disney Lorcana. Like you've got like DKP winning the first Worlds. You've got like that moment, where like Maleficent Dragon was announced as a set champs enchanted card, and then you've got like probably double dump truck in the ETB finals is up there for sure.
Double
Yeah.
dump truck.
I also think we'll see more of this in play with rotation because there not being as much removal. This is a really decent. I mean, it's really only downside will be keeping your uninkable count in check because it is an uninkable card. But man, it's a fun card. I mean, this is one of those cards too that in draft and limited or in sealed, like I'm definitely putting in my deck.
It's a pretty good card.
For sure. It's a pretty good card. So always being able to get those ETB effects.
So after rotation, we have Fire the Cannons came back, right? Is a Baboom still around? Is that
no? I think Baboom is gone.
Baboom is gone. We have Smash, which
We do a Smash.
If you haven't already, smash that like button.
Ooh, segue.
We got
I like it.
Dump Truck, Smash, Fire the Cannons. We've got some of those newer ones which people aren't really talking about, but I think will get explored and at least looked at, like Twin Fire, Quick Shot. Isn't there? There's others that like do these like weird amounts of damage, but I mean, 1 cost characters with an ETB. Dump Truck. I mean, right? Like Diablo is a 1 cost character in Amethyst. It's Spanish, it draws a card. Like that is so Amethyst. Dump Truck, it's a 1 cost character that deals 1 damage. Like that is so Steel, right? Like it's
That's so Raven, man.
Yeah, it's so Steel. I just feel like it has a good place. There's very rare, like the only time I can think of not wanting a dump truck is going first, right? Like if I'm going first and on turn 1, it's my only card. It's like meh. But like,
well, it's like honestly sub meh.
Yeah.
It's like, man, it's like
it's really not good. You're right.
Actually, you know what? You go first. I'm kidding. I lost the time.
And then they're gonna play a 1/3 Olaf, and that dump truck just pings him for 1 damage and does nothing. The Olaf just challenges into him next turn. Like, okay, thanks for that.
Yeah, maybe. Or they play a broom and then you double dump truck them. You double dump truck
What broom?
Yeah,
What
broom's
broom?
not around anymore. You're right. Yeah, after Fable comes out. However, dump truck's available right now. You guys could be playing your dump trucks right now. And then once Fabled hits on August 28th.
9th?
Okay, we'll edit that in post. August 29th. You can still play with your dump trucks. They are equally as legal when that day hits. Really, it's such a fun card to say as well. Dump truck.
It's been a meme since it dropped last set. Like ever since you guys did the limited review for the set. Dump truck has been a staple here at Rules of Villainy.
I am not going to say that Rules of Villainy, myself and Kirsten on Deck Test Tuesday, I'm not going to say that we started the dump truck trend, right? The DTT, if you will.
But you did.
I'm just going to say that we saw the writing on the wall, okay? I don't think I have the influence to have Kirsten and I going dump truck did not seed these skillful players to want to play such an amazing card. Like I didn't influence them to do that. But
you are an influencer.
But I thought of it first. That's all I'm saying, right? Like I had the idea long before it was relevant. Just saying.
But we have the art by Adam Fenton, who has 6 cards in the game, and unfortunately,
why do we only have
a lot
4
of
written
them
here?
are being rotated out of the game. We have Kita, Protector of Atlantis.
It is 4. 2 of them are are promos.
No, there are 6 cards total. He's got 8 cards, but 2 of them are promos. So I didn't put every card in the show notes.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But Kita, Protector of Atlantis. We got Hidden Inkcaster, Radigan, Raging Rat, Minnie Mouse, Wide-Eyed Diver, Bobby, Purple Pigeon, and of course, Dump Truck.
Dump Truck.
Naja's second mate. So, yeah.
Bobby.
But he did, 2 of those were also promo cards.
Is Minnie Mouse coming back?
It is
I don't think
not.
so.
Minnie Mouse is not coming back. Okay, I think of a different Minnie Mouse that's coming in. Hidden Inkcaster is also not coming back. Ooh, and Bobby is honestly not Vinny, so
yeah. I do think Hidden Inkcaster will actually probably, or a card very similar to it will come back into play at some point in the future.
Look, I if I'm Adam, which I'm not, because he drew Dump Truck. That the art is amazing. I just like all of these other cards are great. The fact that they're rotating out, it doesn't really matter. You're the dump truck artist, right? Like there's you don't need anything else beyond that.
But here's the thing. You know the great thing about these cards being rotated out, though? Not only do we get a new fresh meta, we also get a brand new game called Infinity.
Infinite.
And
Infinite.
Oh, is it infinite or infinity?
It's Infinity.
Yeah, but they were calling
Infinity
it
and Beyond.
Somebody said Infinite on the main stage last week. Yeah, and then everybody else just followed suit, not realizing that they're saying it wrong. And somebody,
Rochelle was the one
was finally like, guys. It was so funny because it was very much a chain of like reactions. It was said incorrectly by mistake, and then everybody just took it because they were all excited to be there and just took it, kept saying it, and it just got out of hand very
Yeah.
fast.
But you know what, guys? It's the end of Reign of Jafar. Do you know what that means?
It's
Go ahead.
time.
Hit him
It's
with it.
time for Villain of the Set. I know.
What?
I know. You thought I was going to do it.
I
You thought I
did.
was going to do it. You thought I was going to do it, but I'm not, because we reserved that. We reserve the villain voice for when we actually crown our Villain of the Set. And we'll be doing that next week with your votes, because we also have a giveaway that we're going to do for this set as well. We're going to do one of these. Is it one of these binders? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, if you guys are okay with that, I thought that would be a pretty cool thing to give away. But
Let's
yeah,
do
it's the lore binder, that looks like the back of a Lorcana card. Got an extra one here. Would like to give that away. For all you got to do is vote on who you think the villain of the set is, based on the villains of the week that we have given out that we have awarded for the last 11 weeks. We have 11 people here, or maybe 12 now with Dump Truck. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah.
If you guys aren't, if that binder doesn't do it for you, we're also going to throw in some Rules of Villainy swag. We've got a custom card. It might be this one. It might be a different one. I don't know. We got
temporary tattoo.
tattoos. I'll even throw in a dice. I've got a very rare Rule of Villainy dice. We'll give you 250 stickers because we have a
No, we won't be doing that for sure. I don't even have a Rule of Villainy dice.
Oh, I have 2 of them.
What if you don't have a Rule of Villainy dice? I've given you a dice. You lost your dice already, Vince?
No, I gave
maybe-
my dice. I gave my one dice to Link.
Oh, okay. It's like, do I
gave
have
Link a
yours?
dice.
'Cause I
How
have
many does
2.
he have now? He's
You
selling
gave
them on
Link
the
a dice
black
too.
market. He's selling them on the black market. And there'll be other stuff too. Like I think Kirsten has like some stickers and some bracelets.
She makes bracelets.
Bracelets and things like that. So we'll
Got
get
a
a
purple one.
not
But
only will you
let's-
get that, you
let's-
get a swag bag.
Let's tell the folks though who they can vote for. Brad, do you want to?
No. They got to go listen to the last 12 episodes. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm just saying, if you look at our YouTube analytics, the people that get to this far in the video, there
Real
are many
MVPs.
of them.
They're the real ones. They are the real ones.
We appreciate you.
No,
Yeah,
we
we do.
appreciate every single one of you. Our villains of the week, starting at the Reign of Jafar up until tonight,
I can do a heart.
episode 48 to episode 59, are Goofy, groundbreaking chef, Pancake Goofy, Rhino, power hamster, Yen Sid. I don't have
Yeah, say it, Brad. You put it in here.
Yen Sid, Disney backwards. Maurice's workshop. I never went and corrected that. I'm so sorry. Maurice's workshop, Giant Cobra, Ghostly Serpent, Lewis, Endearing Alligator, Ariel, Spectacular Singer, Under the Sea,
Under the
Lady, Under the Sea, Lady, Family Dog, Hades, Infernal Schemer, Popsicle, Rule of Villainy Hall of Famer, and now Dump Truck.
Dump truck.
So we'll have a Google form in the description below. Please cast a vote. I'll be blasting that out on the socials as well for the next week. And then at the end, as we record our episode next week going into Fabled, we will give away that binder.
Yeah,
And the swag
super
bag.
excited about it.
And the swag bag. Yes,
And the
of course.
swag bag.
How can people?
That's-
How can people vote?
It'll be on a Google form in the comment or in the description below, and you can find it on any of our socials or in our Discord. We'll have it pinned in general or something for you to find as well.
You should tell them that they have to like and subscribe and follow us on socials and leave a comment in order to win. They don't actually have to. They don't actually have to, Brad. That's the secret. But you should tell them they do. They'll do it, and then we'll just pick someone based on the form because that's a lot easier.
Yeah,
Cool.
That's right.
Awesome.
That's right.
Well, thank you.
But we hope you go
You guys
vote,
didn't hear
and we're
that.
excited to see. We're excited to see who will be the villain of the set.
Disney
and we'll
backwards.
announce that next week. And also, let us know your thoughts on Villain of the Week. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you're joining us on audio, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.
And if you're joining us on YouTube, which if you're not, you really should. We have a ton of fun over here. Be sure to smash that like button and hit the subscribe as well. Don't forget to ring the bell so you can be notified of our other content like Deck Test Tuesday, the Mayor's Meta Report, and it's not on YouTube, but it's on TikTok. Go watch Vince's daily pack openings.
Hey. Powerful sorcerer. Yensid, powerful sorcerer.
Disney backwards.
No, it's Disney backwards.
We understand your time is valuable, so we appreciate you spending it with us. If you would like to follow along as we plot our devious plans, consider following us on our socials. We're on Instagram, Blue Sky, and the platform formerly known as Twitter @Rules of Villainy. We also have a growing community on Discord, which you can join with the link in the description below.
Until next week, stay safe, fellow villains. Be wary of wannabe heroes who want to disrupt your villainous plans. And as always, remember the rules of villainy.